Today, I'm going to try something a little bit different. I found this random website which says you can measure your Japanese vocabulary size, and in the description it says even if you're a daily Japanese speaker or a native Japanese speaker, you still might find this test challenging. So I'm going to have a go at it and see if it's true. The synonym of narau is, the phrase is not written in kanji so it's a bit difficult to know, but tsukamu is grab, ageru, lift or raise, toru, take, and manabu, learn. Narau can be either learn or follow, so it has to be manabu. The synonym of majime, okay, honto, true, honki, serious, hondai, originally, honshin, honest opinion, so it has to be honki. The synonym of atatakai is nasakebukai, merciful, uttoshi, annoying, tsumetai, cold. This is the opposite. Majimena, diligent or hardworking. So I guess atatakai in this context is supposed to refer to a personality rather than the physical temperature. So I'm assuming it's merciful, nasakebukai. The synonym of saigo, kiro, is like a turning point. Saisho, first. Tochu is like a midway. Shuen is the end, so this has to be the right answer. Souzo, again, it's not in kanji, so I'm assuming it's written this way. Omou, think, shiraberu, research, tsukau, use, miru, look, so it has to be omou, think. Eru, I think this means to get or obtain. Nageru, to throw. Ushinau, to lose. Shiru, to know. Uketoru, to receive. So receive, uketoru, I think is the closest in meaning. Shinrai, once again, it's not written in kanji, but shio means use, sayo, it's kind of an abstract word, but it roughly means effect. Yoji, things to do, and shinyo, which basically means trust or credit. Shinrai also means trust or credit, so this has to be the right answer. The synonym of shokyokuteki, okay, sekkyokuteki is the opposite or the antonym of shokyokuteki, and that means proactive, and haitateki is the word for exclusive, judoteki, passive, rakkanteki, optimistic. Judoteki, passive is the closest in meaning. Koka, so this kanji right here means price, and ko usually written with this kanji, so koka must mean expensive. Let's have a look at the options. Joto, high quality. Byodo, equal. Kato, low quality. Kingaku, price. So I'm assuming it's joto. Heibon, ordinary. Joi, high ranking. Byodo, equal. Ippanteki, common. And this one, bonno, I think this is a term from Buddhism, and it refers to all the thoughts in your mind that usually cause you pain and suffering. So it has to be ippanteki, common. Antonym of oki, so we want the opposite of oki. Semai, narrow. Sukunai, scarce or small in quantity. Mijikai, short. Chisai, small. I'm assuming the questions get harder as we go on, and this is the easiest question out of all the questions about antonyms. The antonym of katai, hikui, low, furui, old, yawarakai, soft, futoi, thick, so it has to be yawarakai. The antonym of hajimaru, start or begin, tomaru, stop, hazureru, to get dislocated, owaru, to finish, makeru, to lose. The opposite of start is finish. The synonym of angai, rongai means out of the question, wakugai means beyond the limit, and kogai, suburb, igai, unexpected, so it has to be igai. The antonym of samui, cold. Okay, so we get 3 homonyms written with 3 different kanji. This atsui means thick, and this one means hot, as in the air temperature, and this one, atsui, refers to a hot temperature, and tsumetai, cold. So samui generally refers to a cold air temperature, so it has to be the middle one. The antonym of shin or makoto, so this kanji means truth, so the opposite has to be falsehood. And all these kanji are pronounced gi, but they all have different meanings, and the one we're looking for is the third one, which means false, nise. The antonym of yu, and again all these kanji are pronounced the same, namely retsu, and they all have different meanings, and the correct answer is the bottom one, and this means inferior. The antonym of tennen, okay, natural, jinko, population, kosaku, this is like craft, seisaku, create, jinko, artificial, so the opposite of natural is artificial, so this one. The antonym of shincho. Shincho means careful or deliberate. Keikai is like cheerful, and keihaku means inconsiderate, and keisotsu, careless, keiso, underdressed. So it has to be keisotsu. The antonym of kino or kino, without the kanji, it's hard to tell. So let's see. Engeki, a play on a stage. Shingeki, advancing and attacking. Kodo, action. And this one, eneki, is a very technical word from logic, and it means deduction. It would have been much easier if it was written in kanji. And there's another technical term, kino, from logic as well. And kino is the opposite of deduction, induction. I studied logic at university, so this is pretty obvious to me. The synonym of menmitsu is, menmitsu usually means detailed. So saishin, meticulous I guess, shinmitsu, friendly, and hampu, distribute, and finally himitsu, secret. So it has to be saishin. The synonym of hattatsu, taika, devolve, so this is the opposite. Tochaku, arrival, shimpo, improvement or development. Tatsujin, master or expert, so shimpo is the synonym. Tansho, or weakness or weak point. Ketten, the first one is the correct answer, but just in case, have a look at the other options. Chosho, this is the opposite. Shoryo, small quantity. Shukusho, minimize, so tansho is the correct answer. We're almost halfway through. The synonym of teikoku, I'm assuming it means at a set time. Kokugen is a set time, so this has to be the answer. Gendo, limit. Dokyo, guts or courage. Chokoku, sculpture, so the first one is the correct answer. The synonym of doki, so motive. Keikaku, plan. If you have seen Death Note, you should be familiar with this word. Gamen, screen. Shikaku, blind spot. Gein, cause. So doki is kind of the cause for someone's action, so this is the correct answer. The synonym of min'i. Min'i should be written like this. It means the public opinion. Ronbun is an academic essay or thesis. Yoron or seron is the public opinion. Bushi is like samurai or warrior. And toryo is the head of a group. So it has to be seron or yoron. The synonym of rinri, richigi means earnest, as in an earnest person. Dote is distance or the way between point A and point B. Dori is like how people should behave, and dotoku, ethical principles or ethics. Rinri means ethics, so the right answer has to be dotoku. The synonym of soshiki, system or organization. Kikai, chance or opportunity. Kiko is kind of like organization. Kino, function. Koki, a good opportunity or a good chance, so it has to be kiko. The synonym of shuan. Shuan is like competence, and it's written like this. And jutsugo is a grammatical term, and it refers to the predicate. Tabi is a type of footwear that people in the past used to wear in Japan. And this one, angya, is a very unusual word, and I believe it comes from Buddhism as well. And it refers to walking around different places to visit temples. So it's kind of like pilgrimage. And giryo is competence, so this has to be the right answer. The synonym of koken, contribution. Obo is like an application or submission. Kiyo means contribution. Shugo, gathering. And kondate, a menu, so this has to be the right answer. The antonym of seito, tekito, appropriate. Honto, true. Futo, unfair or unjustified. Dato, appropriate or suitable. So this seito must mean just and fair, so the opposite of that should be futo, unfair. The antonym of soen. Soen refers to where you have become distant or drifted apart from someone. Shinmitsu, close or intimate. Kamitsu, crowded. Himitsu, secret. Genmitsu, strict, so it has to be shinmitsu. Moho is like an imitation, so the opposite of that has to be an original creation, I guess. Sozo, imagination. Sozo, which has the same pronunciation, but it means creation. Sakuga, just like drawing. And sakusha, an artist or an author. So the opposite of moho or imitation should be creation, sozo. The antonym of rohi, waste. Kenaku is like tense or hostile. Muda, waste. So this is the synonym of rohi. Kenyaku, which means economical or frugal. So this has to be the right answer. And kenkyo, humble. So kenyaku. the antonym of 不調 and 快調 or going well or when something is going well. So this is the correct answer, but I'm gonna look at the other choices as well. And 音調 is like intonation or pitch, I think. So it's related to sounds and music. 空調 is ventilation, and 長調 again is a musical term and it means a major key. So 快調 has to be the right answer. 親切 kind, 冷淡 cold. 険悪 we had 険悪 before, so you should know what it means now. 騒動 commotion, 無視 ignore. So I guess the opposite of kind is cold. 冷淡 is cold as in cold personality or cold attitude towards people. The antonym of 妥結 妥結 is like coming to an agreement or compromise. 決定 decide. 卑劣 okay. 卑劣 is like mean and dirty and base. And 決着 is like a resolution in a fight. And 決裂 決裂 usually refers to when a negotiation breaks down. So this has to be the correct answer. The antonym of 実践 実践 usually means doing something. So the word for that in English should be practical. So 理論 theory is the correct answer. 計画 plan 進路 future path 岐路 turning point. So 理論 theory. 理性 rationality 欲望 desire 感情 feeling or emotion 体力 stamina 社会 society. So the opposite of rationality is usually feelings or emotions. The antonym of 多弁 I'm assuming 多弁 is written like this and it means talkative, so the opposite of that should be quiet. 成熟 means quiet, but 成熟 describes a scene or a place, whereas 多弁 describes a person. 科目 and this one describes a person. 黙秘 is silence, but this is usually used in a legal context in the phrase 黙秘権 or the right to remain silent. 静粛 is similar to 静寂, so the correct answer should be 科目. The synonym of あながち okay, this is quite different. あながち is usually like not necessarily, but it is usually used in a negative sentence, so あながち something ない必ず necessarily. いかんせん it describes a situation out of your control. いささか いささか refers to a very small quantity, and this one is also used in a negative sentence. まんざら again is usually accompanied by a negation. It is usually used in the phrase まんざらでもない which means not necessarily bad. So I guess the closest in meaning would be まんざら. This test really is quite challenging. Ooh, what the hell? I don't even know how to read this. Based on the meanings of these yojijukugo, I'm assuming it has to be something like this one, which basically means hundreds of yokai or monsters. I mean, look at this. This does look creepy. And kogunjui, based on the kanji characters, I'm assuming it's referring to being surrounded by enemies without having any of your allies nearby. And I know for a fact that shimen soka has the same meaning. And kunto, I'm assuming this is pronounced kunto. Kun usually means good smell, and to is usually used in the phrase toki. And all these options have nothing to do with smell or pottery. Well, I guess pottery involves molding and shaping, so I think it's most likely closest to education. These options are related to electricity, and I know current means telephone, so telephone should be the closest. And chochohashi is like a heated discussion or noisy. And uitenpen is like a philosophical term that describes how everything changes. And kyutai izen, which happens to be the correct answer, means not improving. And the last one, yuzu muge, is like free and uninhibited. So the correct answer is this one. And the next word is taizen jijaku. I believe this means calm and collected. So the opposite of that has to be sensen ritsuritsu, which is frightened. And shiorashi, ijirashi, airashi, atsukamashi, yukashi. Atsukamashi is the only negative word. So I believe atsukamashi is the antonym of shiorashi. And sogo, disagreement or discrepancy. Soshaku basically means chewing in your mouth. And fugo is perfect agreement, so this is the correct answer. Katto is like conflict, and Atsureki is also conflict. So Fugo should be the correct answer. Taoyame, and I happen to know this one. Taoyame is like a really beautiful, fragile looking woman, and the opposite of that should be Masurao, a strong looking man. Your Japanese vocabulary size is top 0.01%. Your Japanese is as good as Natsume Soseki, a famous author. That's good to know.